Atmic Biotech Solutions Private Limited, a trustful companion to realize your research thoughts.
Today I am going to present a PowerPoint on primer design. How we can design a good primer which can be utilized in a PCR reaction. So there are various online tools available, or you can design primers by your own. So we will deal with both. What are the characteristics of a good primer? Also, how we can create a primer for both RT-PCR and normal PCR using various online tools. So first of all, I will tell what is a primer. Actually, primer is a short strand of oligonucleotide that serve as a starting point for DNA synthesis. Actually, the Taq polymerase which we are using in a PCR, which requires a free 3'OH, so then only it can add new nucleotides. So in order to that, we have to supply a primer. Using this primer as an anchoring point, the DNA polymerase which is used in PCR can synthesize a new DNA strand. And primer design, what are the criteria? So first of all, you have to identify the target sequence, which gene is in your interest. And second, you have to check for the PCR reaction parameters, and there are some certain rules to select primers. That is what we are going to discuss first. So what are the primer designing criteria? First of all, the size of amplicon. So how much amplicon size you are preferring. In normal Taq polymerase, around 500 to 1500 will be enough. So beyond that, there will be lots of replication errors will come. So try to set 500 to 1500 base as your amplicon size in general if you are using Taq polymerase. If you are using a high fidelity polymerase, instead of Taq polymerase, you can increase the amplicon length. And primer length, I have already told, around 20 bases is an optimal primer length. GC content, usually it should be above 50%. And primer melting temperature, the difference between primer melting temperature within 3 to 5 degrees Celsius. Primer pair, TM match. So in a PCR, we have two primers, one forward and one reverse primer. So forward primer, you calculate the TM value, that is melting temperature. Then reverse primer also you calculate the melting temperature as discussed in the previous slide. Now you check how much is the difference between the melting temperature for the forward and reverse primer. So if it is more than 5, the PCR will not work. Suppose for forward primer you got a melting temperature 52 and reverse you got a melting temperature 54. The difference is only 2 degrees Celsius. That primer pair will work much better. Next is primer annealing temperature. So in order to calculate primer annealing temperature, primer melting temperature is an essential parameter. In the PCR cycle, we have to set the primer annealing temperature accurately. Then only this primer go and bind to your target site in your DNA template. So this is the equation for calculating the primer annealing temperature. And 3' terminal properties. Primer should have some 3' terminal properties. The first one is presence of G or C bases, or we have to say that the 3' end of the primer should be G or C rich compared to adenine and thymine. So that GC rich 3' end is called GC clamp. And if your primer is GC rich at the 3' end, that's a good thing. Here about some of the common problems in primer design. Here you can see that homocomplementarity, that is your primer will form hydrogen bonds between the bases which is present in the same primer itself. That is called self-complementarity. In this figure you can see how the primer forms hydrogen bonds and forms secondary structures and hairpin structure. Second is heterocomplementarity. I have told two primers are there, forward and reverse. Sometimes this forward and reverse primer will form hydrogen bonds and form secondary structures, and this is called the heterocomplementarity. And these two things, homocomplementarity and heterocomplementarity, should be minimum in order to generate a good primer. Now I will give an example how to design a primer. I will show an example with the Primer Blast from NCBA. These are the other online primer design tools. So go to NCBA. Suppose you are going to amplify a gene, asparaginase, it's a bacterial gene. How to retrieve a sequence of asparaginase from NCBA, that is what I am going to show in this slide. Go to NCBA web page, home page, and on the top you can see a search bar. Inside you search your targeted gene name. Here I am going to type asparaginase, which is a bacterial gene coding the enzyme asparaginase, and click search. Here you will get a page like this. Here on the bottom, on the under the title genomes, you can see nucleotides. How many nucleotides are available regarding this gene in NCBA website is listed here. Click on that. You will get a list of nucleotides which is coding for asparaginase from various organisms. Suppose you are interested in asparaginase from Bacillus ligniformis. Click FASTA below that title. You will get a FASTA file like this. This is the nucleotide sequence which codes for asparaginase gene in the organism Bacillus ligniformis. You can copy and paste in Word or text document, whatever. You can copy this nucleotide sequence and paste. Your nucleotide sequence now saved in FASTA format. Go to Primer Blast in NCBA, where you can see a window like this. Copy and paste your sequence here, and on the bottom you can see Get Primers at the bottom of the page. There is no need to change any of the default parameters unless necessary. So you go to the bottom of the page and click Get Primers. Then after some time you can see that 10 pairs of primers will be generated by the software and will be given to you. Here you can see the first 2 pairs of primer. Based on the amplicon size and other properties of the primer, you can select any of these primer for your purpose. Only one forward and one reverse primer is required. The primer pair 1, you can see the primer length is 20 for both, and GC content you can see 50% for both. Melting temperature also you can see 59.82 and 60.39. You can see very small, a little bit difference between the melting temperature between the forward and reverse primer. Self complementarity and self 3' complementarity is given here, which is also good. So based on the parameters, and on the bottom product length is given, that is the amplicon size, what will be the PCR product size. So this is a general workflow, how to generate a primer in order to amplify a particular gene of interest from an organism. This is just an example. Based on your gene of interest, you can modify this workflow and can be utilized. So this workflow is applicable to higher organism also. If you want to amplify a particular gene, retrieve that similar genes from MCBA, and you can design a primer based on this workflow. Suppose you are amplifying a gene which do not have a conserved domain. Conserved domain means it won't change from organism to organism. So most of the molecular marker genes which is widely used for identification of organism like cystinase, 18S, cytochrome oxidase, and these all genes are highly conserved. So we will get universal primers from literature in order to amplify these genes. Universal primer means, for example, bacterial cystinase, which is used for the identification of bacteria, molecular identification of bacteria. If you purchase the universal primer, that primer will work with all bacteria. So you can amplify cystinase from all the bacteria using that universal primer. Sometimes in case of other genes other than molecular marker genes, as I mentioned, asparaginase is not a molecular marker gene. It is an enzyme coding gene which shows lot of variation within and among species. In such case, you have to go for degenerate primers. Degenerate primers means the bases will be means primer will be a mix of more than one type of primer. So one position there, 50% of the primer will code A, 50% of the primer code T, like that, or 4 bases as a mix, 25% A, 25% T, likewise. Such primers are called degenerate primers. So these all about primer designing. Thank you. For those who have any comments or enquiries, please contact our Atmic Biotech Solution office through email or through phone number. We will give you assistance in all the queries, as well as for your primer designing. For if you, as part of your work, if you want to design a primer, if you are not able to do that, you can definitely contact us. We will help you. Thank you.